Welcome back. So we're about 2 hours into the flight, 2 hours and 5 minutes. We are approaching our top of descent, and as you can see, the checklist indicators started the countdown before the descent preparation checklist. So we need to start feeding the data into the flight computer for our landing. Apologies for the delay with part 3. Unfortunately, my computer crashed when I recorded this first time round, and then because I was moving flat and bits and pieces like that, I didn't have a chance to re-record this part. But I've got around to it now. Yeah, let's do the descent and landing. But the first thing we need to do is just fill in those bits of information. So we go to the perf page, and then go all the way over to the approach page. And we haven't received approach clearance yet, so we'll have to use the predicted runway 08 right and well, it's lumber 3 Bravo, but the charts call it timber 3 Bravo, but they seem to be the same approach. Anyway, let's get the weather report.
Paris, control 8864, with you on flight level 3608864. In contact.
So QNH is 1021.
Paris, control 8 with you on flight level.
And the temperature is 17 degrees, nice and hot in London today. And the winds are 310 at 5 knots. And the transition altitude is, I believe, 6,000. It is, yeah. So 6,000 we put in. We use flap 3 because it's obviously a long runway at Gatwick. And then if we go on to the ILS chart, we look at we're doing a Category 2 ILS landing, and I believe the Airbus A320 is a aircraft Category C. So the decision, because we're using Category 2, we use the radio altitude, and that's 268 feet.
Control, Speedbird 25901, with you on flight level 380.
British Airways 25901 identified. Continue the UT421.
Via UT421, Speedbird 25901. Paris, control, Iberia.
But otherwise, it's 14 miles till the descent prep checklist.
Iberia 3.
Frame rate's dropping just a little bit because of the lot of haze, which actually making the sky look quite nice.
Descent preparation checklist. Auto. Off. Received.
Altimeter.
Standard.
Error radio.
Checked.
Checklist complete.
Paris, control 166, on flight level 270 for flight level 310.
1626 identified. Climb to flight level 310.
Climbing to flight level 310, 166.
Alright, so we just... Oh, we've already been given our descent. I was just about to say that.
Descend into flight level 300, Speedbird 25901.
But we'll just wait for that top descent marker. We haven't actually been given an approach clearance yet, but that's sure will be coming very shortly.
Vous continuez la descente sur l'ILS pour percer, 10 tours sur la fréquence 118.7. Vous maintenez 160 nœuds maximum de vitesse, s'il vous plaît. 160 nœuds maximum, l'ILS, c'est la tour 118.7. Au revoir.
Right, we'll just wait for it to come a little bit closer and then we can activate it. That should be about right.
Initiating descent.
And it will just descend a little bit more slowly than normal until we get that vertical path, and then we'll follow it down.
Paris, control 400, with you on flight level 380.
400 in contact.
And then we just basically need to keep an eye on the speed, make sure it's within these 2 pink lines, and ideally where the pink arrow is, so using the speed brakes where appropriate. We should be alright until the pink dot meets our well, it comes down to the path that we need to follow. And that's when we're more likely to need the speed brake as we increase our or decrease our vertical speed. There we go. As the throttle goes down to idle. Alright, so we're back on track after the FMS had a bit of a minor blip. It skipped a waypoint and then tried to go back to it, but so I had to skip those waypoints by going to using the direct to function. But we're back on now, and hopefully we'll get our approach clearance near Kunav, which is the start of the star. We've been cleared down to 210.
Paris, control, Gulf Air 2, with you on flight level 320.
Gulf Air 2 identified.
As we're crossing the English Channel, so we're not far now. The well, let's have a look what the flight plan predicts. So, estimated time of arrival 10:54, 10:55. So another 15 minutes, and we'll be down on runway 08 right. Provided that's still the runway we're being cleared to.
BAW259er1, contact London approach frequency is 118.905.
118.905, speedbird 25901.
Lufthansa 4640, leaving flight level 900, descending flight level 80.
That's at 130, that's good, 891. Approach control, speedbird 25901, with you on flight level 250, for flight level 210.
British Airways, 25901, continue LU and Bravo 3, Bravo to Bravo. Expect ILS approach, runway 26 left, translation. LU and Bravo Alpha, QNH 1021.
Cleared by LU and Bravo 3, Bravo. ILS approach, runway 26 left, transition LU and Bravo Alpha, speedbird 25901.
British Airways, 25901, descend to flight level 150.
Descending to flight level 150, speedbird 25901.
Right, so just slight change, different runway. Let's make sure that's gone in correctly. Looks good. And just new altitude of 150. So I'll just double check the charts for 26 left and make sure the decision altitude isn't any different.
Bed India 123, descend flight level 70.
70, India 123.
So it's 268, which I'm pretty sure is what we initially put in. Let's double check. Yeah, so yeah, the decision altitude is actually the same. Or the decision height, I believe, is the correct terminology for a Category 2. But otherwise, yep, we'll just be slowly making our way down the star. Could expect a hold at Lumber. Pro-ATC does occasionally put you in a hold. I'm not quite sure whether it's traffic dependent or whether it's just random. I know there is a chance setting that you can put in the Pro-ATC settings, depending on how frequent you want the hold, but I'm not sure whether there's an additional component such as air traffic or whether it is just purely random.
Turn left heading 1253 November Juliet.
Otherwise, I'll skip ahead until some more exciting stuff is happening.
slowing down to 18.
Alright, so we expect to hold at lumber. So let me just get the correct entry heading. So we want to intercept at lumber at 309. So I'll just put that into the FMS. Inbound course is 309. Let's make sure that's appeared on the map. There we go. And then slow down to 180. And this took me a little while to figure out, but if you want to override the FMS speed, you right click, so you pull out the pin, and that overrides the FMS and it slows the aircraft down to 180. But we'll probably have to put down a notch of flap once we get to lumber, just to make sure we're at we've got a safe amount of lift for the speed. Just put the speed brake out, just to increase the deceleration. And we'll put down one flap.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Lights on.
2274, maintain present altitude. Present altitude 2274.
So we're getting pretty close to 180, but we'll just keep that speed brake until the throttle comes off idle.
Getting 260, touching 406. Thank you. Continue
3.2 miles before we make that first right turn into the hold.